Endnotes. Introduction. The attached DE JURE decrees and following endnotes shall be taken contextually, read, construed, and reviewed under the strict guise of the reasonable common earth being's competence, comprehension, and position, without respect to legalese and/or legal terminology. The Liberation DE JURE decrees are binding divine invocations on all entities with a presence, past or present, in the physical and in the spiritual, on all realms within planet Earth. The endnotes provide additional information for terms and terminologies to accommodate efficient enforcement protocols and procedures to execute and effectuate these DE JURE decrees. Further, the endnotes provide clarification of the bastardized, adulterated English language, terms and terminologies represented from the appointed planet Earth ambassador's perspective, as an indigenous Earthborn inhabitant, primarily for the benefit of the Galactic Federation of Light and secondarily for the colonial de facto perpetrators. There are 3 important facts to consider. Fact 1. According to the cosmic civilization scale, extraterrestrial species are classified into 3 types: 1, 2, or 3, based on technology advancements. Planet Earth does not qualify for a classification based upon its primitive technology achievements. Consequently, all of the invading alien species that violated universal laws engaged by invading planet Earth and depriving the divine beings from autonomy, thus manipulated the divine beings via genetic engineering to establish relations based upon an unequal and unfair advantage due to the aliens' technological advancements, AI technologies. Therefore, Earth beings were always vulnerable to manipulation. Surprisingly, based on ancient written text, none of the alien species qualified as Type 1, Type 2, or Type 3 civilizations, despite the aliens' technology advancements, compared with the primitive technology achievements of the Earth beings. Also, if aliens are gifting bartering technology, obviously the aliens must be devolved based on the advancement level of the gifted technology, which does not qualify the aliens as an advanced civilization. Actually, based on ancient written text's description of the aliens' ethics and morality, all invading alien species were devolved and inferior compared to indigenous Earthborn inhabitants' original status, divine beings, prior to genetic modification, amnesia, and intentionally deactivated DNA. According to the divine beings' highly evolved standards, the devolved invading aliens were unconscionable, unethical in nearly every way, and violated multiple universal laws, to the detriment of planet Earth and without regard for the divine sovereign planet Earth and her indigenous Earthborn inhabitants. The divine beings Fact 2, throughout planet Earth's history, technologically advanced alien civilizations have violated the universal law of non-intervention, shared advanced technology with the manipulated downgraded primitive Earth beings. It is highly probable that the shared advanced technologies included many computerized automations, the 2 most significant. 1. Supercomputers, which created the current paradigm, i.e. holographic simulation, matrix, etc. to hypnotize Earth beings, and 2. AI technology, which was used to create fictional documents, historical events, historical characters, historical photographs, scientific experiments, geographical maps, astronomical conditions, etc., to support and reinforce confidence in the projected human paradigm. Analogy: AI technology generated scientific data to establish, support, and reinforce the so-called round Earth theory. Ironically, most indigenous Earthborn inhabitants, who are connected with planet Earth, uses discernment and personal interaction with planet Earth to determine otherwise. Further, the recently released AI ChatGPT proves that AI technology has the capability to incorporate and synchronize all constituents and factors, while simultaneously incorporating fragments of facts, to create any fictitious event as a succinct historical fact that is supported with credible references. Regardless of the topic issue, all existing written sources and references must be questioned, especially in light of the fact that all world governments have invested more currency in counterintelligence operations projects than it has invested in intelligence operations. Also, it is delusional to believe that an invading alien species with access to advanced technology hundreds of years more advanced do not possess more sophisticated versions of AI technologies, i.e. ChatGPT-4, to manufacture timelines, events, omissions, project outcomes, etc. Therefore, it is highly probable that all existing written sources, as with all AI-generated references, may be compromised, untrustworthy, due to direct or indirect AI influence. A prime example of the use of AI technology to generate an abundance of information is the historical fact that Thoth is credited for authoring over 36,000 books. That being said, I believe Some of the worst perpetrators of the dysfunctional colonial de facto system are the so-called intelligent, specialized scholars, professionals, and average college-educated Earth beings because they were educated, trained, and groomed in the colonial de facto system to support, advocate, recite, regurgitate, quote, and reinforce the sanitized published facts, policies, regulations, laws, research, data, statistics, scientific information, narrative, etc. that is endorsed and promoted by the colonial de facto system. If the sanitized published facts are contradicted or challenged, the Earth being's career is jeopardized, so with the justification of self-preservation the Earth beings perpetuate the institutionalized narrative of the colonial de facto system from the Earth being's perspective. Go along, to get along. On the other hand, channeled information is questioned by the general public due to not providing references or the information not being supported by scientific procedures, yet equally believable and reliable, compared with AI-generated documents. FYI, these decrees are organically channeled and inspired, not AI-generated influenced. FACT3, based on corroborated channeled information, the original communication method on planet Earth among divine beings was telepathy. Interaction and communication with the alien invaders was compelled via an inaccurate, deceptive, adulterated, bastardized written and spoken language, which does not convey the true essence of the context of the topic issue to be expressed. In addition to the unique method of communication, divine beings, the indigenous Earthborn inhabitants on planet Earth had existing customs, practices, and traditions, which were totally eradicated. Consequently, the alien invaders imported many of its normal customs, which the divine beings classified as unconscionable, unethical, forbidden, deplorable, and despicable acts, such as owning sentient beings, slavery, murder, harvesting stem cells, melanin, and other organs from indigenous Earthborn inhabitants, owning land, pedophilia, bestiality, incest, rape, genetically manipulating and altering various species, contamination and pollution of nature resources, air, water, and soil, omnivore practices, eating meat, consuming the life of a living species, practicing the occults and sorcery, pharmaceuticals, money, currency, rulership, government systems, and the consumption exposure to viruses, which allegedly creates an immunity against an illness, present-day medical terminology, vaccination. Again, deserts, volcanoes, and canyons are not natural to planet Earth, they are artificial. A result of barbaric mining operations. It is highly probable that the information in ancient stone tablets is more reliable and credible compared to published books, based on the probability that AI technology could not interfere or generate physical alterations of stone tablets, compared to information generated with AI technology to create fictional documents, sanitized information in published books, similar to ChatGPT-4, that claim the information is validated, i.e. historical events, historical characters, historical photographs, etc. Both information generated directly and indirectly by AI technology and information influenced by AI technology-generated sources contribute to reinforce the oppressive colonial de facto system and its obedience to its subsidiary colonial de facto organizations, according to channeled information and the listed sources. Throughout speculated planet Earth history, Earth beings were compelled to follow and worship various invading aliens as deities, perhaps the result of functioning as a cargo cult from a devolved primitive evolutionary state. Consequently, the invading alien species was not classified as civilized. However, the unethical invading aliens possessed advanced technology to violate multiple universal laws, creating devolved primitive workers from divine beings, disabled DNA, memories, and supernatural spiritual abilities, etc. Present day, many Earth beings continue to worship and venerate invading alien factions and species, who continue to violate multiple universal laws. Without universal consciousness or the fear of retribution,